Hello and welcome to Roto Warrior Fantasy Soccer Show. Champions League is back. That means Luis Pacheco is back. Luis, welcome back. It's been a couple months. I just pulled up the La Liga table here, and I'm not seeing good things. I see Atletico Madrid on 39 points right now. How have you been, Luis?
So far, it's been all right. It's winter break, but yeah, I mean, Atletico is not. I mean, sadly, we're not doing well. The defense is really bad for what we usually are, right? So it's just, I think the reinforcements are good in name, but we got way too many attacking midfielders, and then and even strikers now. But then, like we have left center backs, which used to be our best position, unattended. And Jimenez is good, but he's always injured. And we need
Yeah, I
to.
mean, you guys lost Trippier, and now, well, he's hurt now, but he's been tearing up the Premier League for the last few weeks.
Trippier was awesome. It was a big loss because
Yeah,
with Llorente, they play really well. And now we got a new left back. I mean, I'm not sure what we are doing. I think that as much as I like Savage and Felipe as people, as persons, I think players for Champions League level, definitely I think they don't have it. So
yeah.
Jimenez, which is the only one that I think he has the level to play, he's always battling injuries, man. So I hope that we go and find a center back. It's just they're not cheap anymore. Like center back's probably like the premium position.
Nothing's cheap anymore.
Uh, well, yeah, but like for example, like Van Dijk, something like that would be nice to have.
Yeah,
Is or even the Sevilla guys, the Sevilla. I mean, like Newcastle came with a truckload of cash, and Sevilla say no, you have to pay 60-70 million dollars for the center backs, and I don't know, it's anyone left that is good. I mean, I like. I think Bastoni is pretty good in Inter, but they're not gonna. I mean, it's gonna be hard to get it out. Anyhow, Atletico is not good. Real Madrid is doing great, which sucks. And Vinicius Jr., which I saw was a bust, is actually a beast now. So
hmm
you know,
yeah.
and
So I guess, yeah, we can get into it here. But Real Madrid are underdogs at PSG. So this is Tuesday's two-game slate. Just quick read off some implied goal totals here. Manchester City have implied goal total of 2.24. They're away to at Sporting Lisbon, and then you got PSG at home against Real Madrid. They're at 1.75, and Real Madrid's at 1.33. And then under a goal, Sporting Lisbon playing at home. So just we're gonna start it forward here, but we're just looking at the odds, and Manchester City have over 2 goals implied goal total, but we have Riyad Mahrez 9,000, but you got Messi here 9,800.
yeah,
So do we want to play Messi in a more difficult matchup, or would we rather take Mahrez, he's been taking probably the majority of Manchester City's set pieces in recent matches here.
yeah, I have to go with Maris now. It's a matter of matchup. I mean, we seen Lisbon playing at home. I mean, their defense hasn't been good against some opponents that are lesser quality than Manchester City. Like Ajax put a lot of goals on them. Don't remember who was the other team on the group, but they come out.
Besiktas.
He does. Yeah, so they came out second in a weak group, and now it's a matter of even Dortmund, right? Like Dortmund was not very good after Haaland, but is Manchester City is just a machine, right? But that's the thing. Like we need to think about it. If we want to play some like four-dimensional chess here, uh, Guardiola always is very conservative in away matches or knockout rounds in Champions League. I think I remember 3 years ago against Shakhtar, they went very very conservative. I mean, they didn't score as much points as we thought they were going to do because like Pep is always afraid now that he's not gonna win the matchup away, but he can lose it if he concedes a lot of goals.
Yeah,
So
so I guess would you say, like, just going off that, would you say they'd play more like, so is I don't know if you played the slate, but maybe a week ago, Manchester City, I think it was maybe they're home or at Brentford. Either way, they were a massive favorite against Brentford, and that match finished 2-0. It was just they couldn't really break Brentford down really. They just, they controlled the ball for whatever 75%, but they struggled to find the back of the net. You think it's, away first leg here, you think something like that could happen again?
yeah, it could be. And don't get me wrong. I think the majority of people in cash, the ownership of Manchester City players want to be through the roof, which rightly, right? So, I mean, Messi as a leverage play is not bad on the sense that, PSG is at home. They need to win. And is against Real Madrid, and it's going to be a tough. I mean, Real Madrid probably can score against Paris Saint-Germain. So if the game becomes one of those back and forth affairs, I mean, you might want to have some Messi instead. Like, for example, like Manchester City might just go try to find the away goal and then just sit and they'll be fine, right? So it's the only thing. I mean, obviously, Manchester City is way better than Sporting Lisbon, and you just have to see. Sterling, De Bruyne against those guys. I mean, as much as I enjoy Sporting Lisbon as a fantasy team, I mean, I can just see Pedro Porro against Sterling, and that's not a good matchup. Center backs of Lisbon are, they're scrubs. Those guys are good for the Portuguese league, but
Yeah.
Coates used to play for Sunderland. He was terrible. So
Yeah, I mean, we could. I don't know. I'm just looking at just some of these results for Sporting. Like Sporting are like they love to attack though, so I don't know if it's gonna be like one of these 1-0, 2-0 things where Sporting are fine just sitting back here, like they still want to advance. They still want a point. So I mean, there's a world in which both these matches are pretty back and forth, and you get some goals for in both of these. I looked up previous away matches for Manchester City in their first round of knockouts. They won 2-0 at Mönchengladbach last year, and then 2019 it was 3-2 against Schalke. So, so funny to say Schalke in Champions League, given the last couple of years, but. So I mean, I guess it's just thing with matchup. I guess you can say. I mean, you can look at the Sporting Lisbon results. There's a lot of goals in their matches, even in
I,
league play, even in Champions League play. Like even if they're losing, if they're winning, there's goals in their matches. It seems like. So I kind of think maybe.
yeah.
I mean, there is a chance. It's that Manchester City maybe they have trouble scoring. Like we've seen it before. That wouldn't be surprising, but then
Yeah,
again,
yeah. The good thing is that you can play a bunch of good guys. I mean, there's a lot of value, at least in defense. So if you don't wanna, I mean, if you want to skip Cancelo, we get there. I mean, you can probably play a couple of guys for 3,000, 4,000 or under.
yeah, for the most part, like because Jack Grealish and Gabriel Jesus are out with injuries, like we kind of know like what the starting 11 is going to look like. So, like Mahrez is going to be in there, Sterling's going to be in there, Foden's going to be in there. Like we have these guys, and like Sterling at 7,600, did he have a hat trick? He almost had a hat trick against Norwich over the weekend. So I mean, he's a guy without a floor, but like he's a clear GPP option at 7,600. Like he's in the same range as Di Maria and Vinicius and like that. So there's a wide range you can go here, but you can't really spend down unless everyone's favorite Gareth Bale starts. So that's another question though.
I mean, if you want to play Gareth Bale, I mean, be my guest. But
Go for it.
yeah, but I'm with you. It's like, I mean, my only question mark for Manchester City lineup is if going to be Gundogan or Kevin De Bruyne or Foden. I think one of two of those, one of those three is not going to start. just because I don't know who is going to play, or maybe Bernardo Silva. Some of them is going to play the false nine. So usually it's been, I think when it's important matchups, I think Foden kind of takes, I mean, for now, it's taking a step back and it's being given to, it's probably going to be given to De Bruyne or Gundogan. I'm not sure that, but that's actually better for us because the Foden is one of the most expensive one, and it's one that I struggled the most to play. As you mentioned, Mahrez with set pieces at that price is a very good play, no brainer for me.
Yeah.
At that price is really good. And Foden, I feel a little bit, concerned with Foden, especially if De Bruyne plays, because I'm not sure if he's going to take some set pieces or not. And he hasn't been as productive without him. So, I hope Foden doesn't start. Probably is going to happen, but we'll see.
Yeah, I guess just looking in cash games, I think is the main question going to be like you're picking maybe two of three guys. You're picking between Messi, Mahrez, and De Bruyne. You think that's going to be the common strategy? I guess you could technically fit all three in, like if you're going to have to punt at some position, but there's a world in which you get all three of those guys. So, uh, like, are you going to want to play both Mahrez and Messi in cash games? You think that's a route you take, or
I think Messi Mahrez in catch game is doable, totally.
okay.
I think obviously I think that people is gonna go either Messi Mahrez or Mahrez Sterling, and I feel Sterling is a decent play at that price, even with no floor. As you mentioned, there is no natural replacement for him unless Foden doesn't start. It's just Sterling's gonna play 90. I mean, without Jesus and without Grealish, it's just
Yeah, they
so
just they just have youngsters basically.
yeah. So I think so. I like Angel Di Maria price is not bad, but he hasn't been as productive lately. I mean, it's been more Messi show. Messi has picked up, been criticized for a while. So I think if you want someone from PSG, it has to be Messi. So
Yeah, I mean the PSG question is Neymar really like I think he's missed the last couple league matches, but it seems like he's going to be available, and if he starts, who knows how long he's going to play. 7,800 is enticing, but he's coming off an injury. We just don't know like where he's actually at fitness wise. He'd probably take the spot of Di Maria, but maybe not. Di Maria 7,500. We still have Mbappe at 9,200. I mean, there's for GPPs like you probably get a couple of those guys if you want to go with like a heavy PSG stack. Like there's a world in which PSG get a few goals in this spot. It wouldn't Real Madrid are playing well, but it won't be surprising if they allowed a few goals in a difficult away match. I think the last time these teams played in Champions League a couple years ago, I want to say PSG opened with a 3-0 win. Obviously, a different time, different managers, different players, but uh, you know, at least shows that it can happen. But and then the other side of that, you got the Real Madrid guys who are fairly cheap, maybe outside of Vinicius, who's 7,700. Benzema's coming off a muscle injury, so he's another guy that probably isn't going to be ready for 90 if he starts. And there's a possibility guys like Hazard, Rodrigo, Bale start.
yeah,
Asensio that's 7,000. Like for the people that want to spend down at forward, would you consider these cheaper Real Madrid guys in cash games, or you kind of leaving that to GPPs kind of thing?
I don't. I mean, I have a hard time trusting Asensio. I mean, I think a Real Madrid can definitely do some damage to the PSG defense, especially on Hakimi's side. And that's Vinicius. I like Vinicius. I think Asensio is good, but my problem with Asensio is he takes some value out of Cruz, I believe,
Yeah.
because it's not as he takes more like a long range shots, and it's not like a mean, I feel that, even though I say Asensio, and I'm not sure if Lucas Vasquez is available. I think it's going to be Lucas Vasquez, but just that, just a hint. I believe that Ancelotti trusts Lucas Vasquez to do the defensive work much more than Asensio, and especially they might need it with if Neymar starts. So we'll see, right? But I will say it's hard for me to play Asensio at 7,000 when I can play Sterling for 600 more.
That's a good point.
I mean, I think Asensio might be a little bit better than Bernardo Silva, but Bernardo Silva you have a very good matchup. So
I
I don't know.
think Bernardo Silva is actually unplayable now. Since
He
pretty much since De Bruyne has, gotten back to his role,
uh,
Bernardo Silva just isn't doing anything because he's playing basically as a defensive midfielder more often than not. Let me see, his one shot on goal in his last 8, 9 starts. I just don't see it. So like if you're just
I agree with you. It's just I don't know what Pep is going to do. Like
yeah
it depends who's going to be. I mean, I don't know if Bernardo Silva is going to play. I think he is, but it might be Gundogan. So I'm not sure, obviously. But what I'm trying to say is like at that range, hey, there is Paulinho at 6,000. I'm not going to play that guy. Is Icardi potentially starting? But Icardi is just a flip coin. I do Icardi. So, those guys. I mean, I can see Asensio, but for 7,000, you can get a better midfielder. So, I think you're going to have to spend up at forward, find out elsewhere.
yeah. I mean that kind of means like you got Asensio. I guess we can jump into midfielders here. We got Asensio at 7,000, but then like Tony Cruz, those guys are splitting set pieces at 6,800. You
Yeah,
know,
I
in the
think.
past, Tony Cruz has been like, yeah, plug him in, automatic set pieces, automatic points. But now if Asensio's starting, uh, now they're going to be splitting set pieces, and then you have the difficult matchup. It's almost like maybe Cruz isn't the same cash option as he has been in the past. So
No, I totally agree with that. I think that yeah. So to play Asensio, that's what I was trying to say, right? Like, to play Asensio, just go play Tony Cruz. So pure midfielders, I think, like Kevin De Bruyne and Tony Cruz are the main options. Also, I mean, I don't mind if you're gonna play expensive guys and you want Messi and 2 or 3 Manchester City guys. I can totally see playing Rodri 6 points. So you know,
yeah,
uh,
Rodri's at 3,300.
so that's my thing. Rodri and he keeps doing the job. Like if he gets 6 points, that's almost 2x. And I mean, maybe you don't think Cruz is going to be as valuable. So if you want to spend up Sterling instead of Tony Cruz or another Manchester City guy, will go ahead. I mean, I don't even know if I like Cancelo and I feel that he's going to play right back because Walker is suspended, right? So Cancelo right back is like a charmer. I mean, he's been great lately. So it's a question like, do I want Tony Cruz or do I want Cancelo? And if I do that, I mean, if Rodri is enough for me to play in cash. So, it's kind of the decision to make, right? Because you can go Cruz, De Bruyne, you can go, I don't know if you can do Messi, Mahrez, De Bruyne, and Cruz, and then I don't know if you have enough to play cheap defenders. You could, but I think you're gonna need a guy in the 3,000 somewhere. So Rodri's
yeah,
not.
yeah. I think Rodri is going to be pretty popular. Just 3,300. Like he's the punt guy that's going to allow you to spend on three of the bigger names. Uh, So
Yeah.
I think that's going to be like in the past, we've kind of seen that for some reason, even though Manchester City are a big favorite, like we've seen uh, just these central midfielders priced down. And there's been a lot of slates where they've gotten goals and they've been popular. Like even Casemiro, 3,400. We've talked about him in the past, probably not the same value at PSG, but just in that same mold there. It kind of makes sense. Like, why is Fernandinho at 4,100 and Rodri at 3,300? Like, you're getting an $800 price savings there for unclear reasons, really.
Yeah, same here. Yeah, I like Casemiro as well. I think Casemiro at that price, someone that get it done, and if Real Madrid needs someone to step in the box, and as you mentioned, Benzema is coming out of injury. I think they're forcing him, so
Yeah.
somebody else to take the present in the box. So, Casemiro I like Rodri more. I feel safer, but Casemiro will probably have much more outside.
Yeah, going cheaper. I mean, there's still viable options below 5,000. So, I think it'll be pretty pop. There's going to be a lot of people are going to be spending on the three guys because you have all these cheaper, viable midfielders. Like in addition to Rodri, like if you just go a little higher, you still have, Marco Verratti is someone who can uh, do a lot of things. He's 4,500, and even like if someone like Benzema doesn't start, or Modric is at 4,300, and I think he took Real Madrid's last PK. So if Benzema doesn't start, like Modric is 4,300 and on Real Madrid PKs. So that's another thing to consider there.
Yeah, I'm with you as well. I think Modric is decent. The Sarabia is relatively cheap, but not cheap enough to take a gamble on him, especially against Man City. It's a contrarian playing. I can see that. But of those guys, on the price, I think Rodri and Casemiro and Modric are probably the best. Paredes doesn't have bad numbers, but I don't know. I'm not a big fan of Paredes. I think for opportunity, definitely Rodri. There are two guys, obviously. If Real Madrid PSG gets out of control or something happens, it's possible. So
yeah, that's kind of it. Again, 2 game slate. That's about it for midfield. Kind of named out all the options there, but as you said, Joao Cancelo 6,300. Kind of extremely more expensive than everyone else, but on the bigger scale, 6,300 isn't that expensive for a defender. Like we've seen all these slates with TAA at 9,000. So the thing with Cancelo is he has the upside. He has the 20-point upside, 30-point upside, but he doesn't have the same floor as a Trent Alexander-Arnold, hence his price. So
Arnold is going to be 10,000 next week, I guess, because it's just the price is ridiculous.
Yeah. So do we want? I assume we want Cancelo. Like in cash games, is he a must in cash games, or like what do we like? If you're just looking at his recent results, he just had a 21-point performance against Brentford in which he had 6 shots, 2 on target. Like that was a or I guess an 18-point floor performance, like a 14-point floor performance against Southampton. Like I guess the set pieces aren't there, but maybe his floor is still there. So
yeah, he's doing great. So it's just tough because definitely he's expensive. But for me, is that do you want Toni Kroos at midfielder or you want Cancelo at defense? And if you want neither of them, well, you can still take some other players. But I feel in defense, as you mentioned, Nuno Mendes does well, but when it's Champions League, he doesn't. And he's cheap, right? Then you have, Pedro Porro is not bad for 1,000. So you have some guys, but none of them seems as enticing as Cancelo, I feel, especially knowing that he's going to be on the right. And then you can get probably Laporte as a left back or Ake. I don't know which one's going to be. Probably Laporte. It feels then Pep just tried Laporte in a game to see, and I think it's comparing to this match. So, I don't think he's Zinchenko. I'm not sure if he's out or not, but I'm surprised that he's not in the conversation. I guess Pep is gonna do Laporte, I believe.
Yeah, I guess it was John Stones that played at right back in that a couple matches ago.
That's right too. Yeah. So yeah, Cancelo can do it either way. So that's something to consider. I don't like him as much on the left. I feel on the left he becomes more of a midfielder, even though he gets it done. Like Cancelo fantasy points. It's over 10 points per week, so it's just amazing. So
Yeah, it's kind of like you pay for a Cancelo because really, like, there's a world in which he gets 20 points or even a 10-point floor, and like none of these other defenders will get there. So it's like
yeah,
he's only 6,300 too. It's not. I don't know. I think he's. I'd rather have him for 500 less than Tony Cruz actually. I think he has more upside too. So
yeah, me too.
it's
Um,
probably the preferred route, but there just isn't really anything else. I get like you said. I guess if Zinchenko starts, that'll be something to consider. Then he'll probably be popular because he's 4,500.
yeah,
So
yeah. Then it's just a matter of like, hey, yeah, you wanna? I mean, Hakimi at 4,300 doesn't look bad, but it's again, he's been here or miss. Nuno Mendes similar. Nuno Mendes has done better in France, but especially Neymar stars, he's not gonna go forward. We have seen it. Um, uh, Ferland Mendy is at 3.4. I guess it's not bad, but it's just he acts as a center back. Um, I feel Carvajal is a little bit. I mean, it's not bad 4,000, but if you're gonna do Carvajal, I guess I would rather do the home guy. So yeah,
I
it's
think it
just
even makes sense to just go like Manchester City center back because they're actually pretty cheap on this slate, given their clean sheet odds. Like Stones is 3,200, Laporte 3,000, Ruben Diaz 2,900. Actually, Ruben Diaz isn't. This is almost a rivalry matchup because Benfica going against Sporting Lisbon here, so he probably hates Lisbon, so he's gonna want a goal or something. That's 2,900. That'll be something to look at.
yeah, good point, fair point. Yeah, no, I agree. I think like defense is quite open. It's just I mean, and also the nature of I'm gonna say this again, and it might not be true for tomorrow, but the nature of knockout matches, especially the first one, is very conservative. So you don't see people bombing forward as much. You just need to manage the score. I mean, you don't want for a mistake get someone like Sarabia, which is very good, or someone like Real Madrid like Vinicius, like Hakimi is gonna have to deal with Vinicius Junior no matter what. So, but is he really gonna be a forward as usual? Like, probably not. So it's a matter of like I think that I like the idea of the center backs of Manchester City. So again, we go to the theory. Hey, people's gonna stack Man City. And good luck, right? So
Hmm. Yeah, so
so
I
yeah,
guess
it's just the salary. The way they did the salaries is just makes sense to
to
go
just
with.
plug these guys in, it like they set it up so we do this. It's almost too obvious, so that means it's not going to work.
Yeah, right.
But for goalkeeper, Manchester City don't even have a 50% clean sheet odds. So are we spending up for Ederson? Sporting Lisbon, they were held scoreless in one of their Champions League matches. That was away to Borussia Dortmund, but even in their blowout losses to Ajax, like they still managed to find a goal in those games. So, and the thing with Ederson is like he's probably not going to get many saves. Um, Although maybe I
It's
think it was
been
just I think he had a couple actually against Norwich. Yeah, he had 3 saves against Norwich over the weekend, which was surprising. So maybe he will have some saves in this one. So I don't know, 5,900 though. Are we gonna have enough money here in cash games for him?
I mean, it's a matter of like, I mean, if we think strategically, like, I mean, you can, I mean, I don't like Adan for the reasons you mentioned. I feel Manchester City has been somehow pretty clinical lately. That they take the shots like inside the box unless they have to, you know, turn around the score. They are not taking so many shots. And I say, with every showdown that Manchester City plays, I always make the same lineups, get as much Man City as I can, and put out the goalkeeper on the other team.
Hmm.
It hasn't worked out well. I mean, it's mostly all the time it's been negative for 2-3 points. So I like Ederson. I feel that Ederson, another Benfica guy, so you have the Benfica against the Lisbon guys here, so you know.
Yeah.
I know Bernardo Silva was but Ederson was a Benfica guy, so
Do
we
you
don't.
like so we got Neves here. He's Navas at 5,200. Uh I mean, if Benzema starts, like he's not 100%, do you kind of like PSG at home here, or do you think you know,
I think Courtois is probably the best goalkeeper on this league. Sadly,
yeah,
yeah, I think
4,300?
that's the problem. Like I don't, I've struggled with this, and I've hopefully, I mean, people is going to struggle with this decision. Like, uh, do I going to have to give up either Cancelo or Cruz to get a better goalkeeper and play a utility that is not 2,500 Matthew Royce, right? Or Rice, I don't
Yeah.
know. Right. So is Cruz has on him the delta to play a Dan and don't worry about it. I don't know. I mean, I feel that maybe Courtois might have, this might be a 0-0. He might have some save. He's been in great form. I like
If you're
Navas, but I feel like Navas is more expensive, so I don't know if
mm,
Navas can be used somewhere else. So if I can, I'm gonna try to play Courtois. Just, I mean, as a
if you're
hit.
playing Messi in cash games, are you still thinking Courtois in cash games too?
I mean, I will play Ronaldo with his goalie every day. That's like a higher correlation that
Yeah,
quarterback.
yeah.
You get 4 points all the time. Well, Messi doesn't shoot as much yet, but I mean, you have four keepers to pick. Um, it's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna matter the having not a player for having Messi and having any goalkeeper. As I say, I'm thinking I'm gonna have to go with Adan, and I'm gonna stack Manchester City. So it's just a matter of which one
The
I think gonna do better point wise. Um, and I think probably I feel Courtois has probably the best outcome. Ederson, obviously, and my point with Ederson, as you mentioned, is that if Lisbon scores a goal, you are in -3 because there are not going to be many shots. I think I don't know. And Ederson,
yeah, hmm
6,000, right? How much is Ederson? 6,000, I think.
59.
Yeah, so it's just you want to.
The other part of the Messi Courtois ordeal is that like we've been putting together this lineup. I have five Manchester City guys in here. You throw Messi in, like you need three teams in your lineup. So you need to find the third team between if you're going with PSG and Manchester City guys. So you'll need a Lisbon guy, you'll need a Real Madrid guy. So if you take that route, obviously.
Yeah, Casemiro. Yeah, no, totally fair. Totally fair. I mean, you need a third teamer there.
Yeah, so that might be a situation where you go Casemiro instead of Rodri just so you can create a lineup that works.
Good point. Yeah, that's totally good point. Yeah, I can see that. Obviously, yeah, I like that. I think that. Yeah.
Do you have a favorite player from Sporting Lisbon here to consider just in case you need, one of those third players? Is there a reason to use a Sporting Lisbon player instead of a Real Madrid player?
I honestly I think um I if you have no choice, I feel Coates has a goal upside. And I'm saying this with a small, very, very small mouth. Not guaranteeing goals here, not saying anything, but Lisbon Coates has done well point wise. And corner kicks has been good. So maybe that's the only avenue that Lisbon can damage City is in set pieces, maybe. And he's 2,600, so I mean, I'd rather play Coates than Sebastian Coates than or Coates. I don't know. Let's call it Coates.
I
And
think
then
Coates is correct. I'll go
so
with you.
and for example, Mateus Royce. Royce, it's I feel he's more sub risk. And even though he's a win back, it's just I'm not sure how much upside he has compared to maybe Coates have to get some tackles on some interceptions. And I mean, as you mentioned, Ruben Diaz is better because you might have the goal, the clean sheet, but you're a player for other teams. So if you have no money, I mean, for cash, if you are doing like more like a cash lineup and you can play, I wouldn't mind playing. I think Ferland Mendy is not a bad play for 3,400. You get your tier player for Madrid. He should play left back, and he's against Messi, but
he should start. There's a chance Marcelo starts again. Just depends where Mendy's at in terms of his injury.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I think. I mean, for me, it feels that Casemiro or Modric is going to be the best tier teamer. I mean, you're forced, or you go with Adan. I mean, if either Adan or Casemiro, it feels that way. So we'll see.
Well, we'll say the downside with Adan is like if you are stacking Manchester City here, sure there's a chance he racks up a bunch of saves like we've seen something like this in the past, but there's also a chance Adan. Their first match of Champions League this year, they lost 5-1 to Ajax. He had negative 7.4 points, and that takes away anything. So,
yeah. Hey, I think Courtois, if they will be the guy, and then, but I don't know. It's just it feels hard to do
right,
that.
That's we talked enough about Messi and Manchester City, I think. Unless you got anything else.
Yeah, I had nothing else, man. Good luck, and I'm sure Real Madrid is going to score 3 goals because that's what it is.
Yeah, 3-2, and then Manchester City win 1-0 or something like that. That'll be a good day. All right, this has been a RotoWire Fantasy Soccer Show. We've been talking Tuesday's Champions League slate at DraftKings. I am Adam Zdroik at Zdroik, joined by Luis Pacheco at Pacheco on Twitter. And we will be back on Wednesday talking whoever's playing on Wednesday's slate. But yeah, I think good luck to everyone. Thanks for listening. Make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube or podcast form. Luis, I don't know who are we going to cheer for here. The last show we had our show for Saturday slate. We went full on Anthony Gordon, and it must have been our best call ever. I think he had like 37 points for Everton. It was incredible. But who are we cheering for? We can't cheer for Messi or Mahrez. It has to be someone else. Who are we going with?
I'm going to cheer for
Ruben Asensio. Okay, Asensio. I like. Oh, Cancelo. Okay. Yeah. All right. I was gonna say I like the Asensio GPP move. I'll say that. I don't think he's gonna be too popular, and that'll be something to look at. But yeah, Cancelo. I'd say he's a must at 6,300. Get him in. Get him in. All right, Luis. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see everyone tomorrow.